Uruguayans pray for rain as capital reservoir left with 10 days of water.
Here's a summary of the article.
Authenticate users, apply security measures, and prevent spam and abuse, and if you do not want us and our partners to use cookies and personal data for these additional purposes, click Reject All. If you would like to customize your choices, click Manage Privacy Settings. You can change your choices at any time by clicking on the Privacy and Cookie Settings or Privacy Dashboard links on our sites and apps.
This post received a score of 4,400, with an upvote ratio of 98%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I live here and the situation is serious. Uruguay and Argentina have been suffering from an unprecedented long drought that has ravaged crops, exports and water supply. We got some rains lately fortunately. People in Montevideo have been complaining about how salty the water at home is, for several days now.
Fellow from southern Brazil here tbh I've seen rain twice since November. I remember the dry rivers and endless, and I mean endless, spiders on their webs, when we visited the countryside. I had never seen such thing, and still haven't seen it again. That drought was much shorter than this year's.
What's the connection between drought and spiders?
Have you heard the legend of the itsy bitsy spider?
It's not a legend, the flies would tell you. I can't imagine how terrifying it must be to make the choice between drinking the water and starving because the crops dehydrate, or watering the crops so you can have food but no water.
Probably safer to use it for water and hope rain will come. You can survive far longer without food than without water.
It's not really about starving to death, more about slowing down the main engines driving their economies. Thirsty, starving and poor. Uruguay is one of the few financially stable countries in South America. Look at what is happening in Argentina.
Anheuser-Busch, start canning that shit and sending it to Uruguay.
Get ready to see a lot more of this type of news in the coming years. We're watching the first dominoes.
I think we're well past the first.
This is the part in those wild domino setups where the teeny tiny dominoes have scaled up to the first set of VHS-sized bricks. We got concrete blocks coming up soon, y'all.
Remember how they said climate change would lead to horrible choices and eventually civil unrest? I wonder what will happen here in a few months.
But wait, there's more.
They move in.
Currently our water can be drank but is awfully salty and not recommended for people with health issues. Most people are buying water at supermarkets, but we all know there are people who can't afford that simple luxury. Of course, we are starting to see the COVID phenomena, where people will go and try to buy 50 liters of water at once, emptying supplies for everyone else. Luckily, everyone is applying limits to how much water you can take when shopping. Poor people are not having a good time. Not being able to have something so basic as water is a terrifying thing to think about.
This is affecting mostly the capital and surrounding areas. If we hadn't fucked around for like 40 years and instead built reservoirs, desalination plants and aqueducts to move water around, we would not have this problem. There are studies from at least the 70s saying this could be a problem.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.